Hardcore players are ruining our games. Specifically, Wuthering Waves. I consider myself a tier below hardcore. I min-max here or there if I have a favorite character, but I'm not gonna sit here and try to exhaust the entire game in a week. It's like these people buy a family-sized box of cereal and they eat it within 2 to 3 days. Bro, learn some fucking serving sizes. I'm gonna go through some points on why I think these people are ruining the games. They're gonna cause some issues for this game, and you can't really do anything about it because if people enjoy the game this much and they want to min-max it and they want to 100% everything, they should be able to do this 100%. But I think it has a lot of negative effects on the development of these games. So I want to go through how these actually affect the game. Content exhaustion. I hate how the game will come out and you have these people that will beat every single piece of content. And I talked about this a long time ago about how hardcore players were going to beat the hard content on day one. And I don't think anyone's reached that level because I think the devs understood, yeah, these people, they gonna run through the content. That's why you can't upgrade your echoes. They bottleneck echo XP. Like, they put all these locks on the game because they know these people are gonna just run through everything. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I mean, I've run through some of the content, but I know, let me take my time because there are update cycles in these games. And if you just run through everything, you're gonna be the one in someone's chat. You're gonna be the one in someone's video comments talking about, bro, there's no content. Where's the content? What should I do? Oh, this game's trash. It has no content. Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? It's like, dude, you did everything you were supposed to do. It's like becoming a billionaire. You beat the game. You ain't got nothing to do. I mean, just imagine the strain that this will have on devs because they build something that's supposed to be done within a certain cycle. That causes people to call the game bad and there's nothing to do. It's boring. It's like, no, dude, you're the one that's just playing 16 hours a day, bro. Imagine if you took them 16 hours and did something else with it. Imagine how your life would be. Anyway, I think people pushing the game to its limit the first few days causes the devs to release lower quality updates. And I think we've seen this with a lot of games. I'm not gonna mention other games because I don't feel like dealing with shills and crybabies, but you can think of the games that you probably know what I'm talking about, where over time, the updates just felt rushed. Things weren't thought through. The events kind of sucked. And I think devs do this to kind of satiate the hardcore players or people who just push all the content because it's like, okay, well, we got to shut them up. They're right. The content, there is no content in the game. So, I mean, we got to add something. And I feel like they don't actually get a chance to just really make something special. But I feel like this is a issue that happens in most games that probably will happen with this game because this game is more of a hardcore experience. Now, I'll be honest, okay? I like this one. I like this point here. I like this issue. So exploit discovery. Because hardcore players 100% the game, for the next 3 weeks, what you gonna do? Try to exploit the game, try to min-max. This is just the cycle of life. This is just what happens. And you find little hacks and exploits and cheats to bypass the regular game mechanics. In Wuthering Waves, there's a lot of echo exploits right now. And I'll be honest, I'm using them shit too. Okay, look, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. Look, I get it. But I'm just saying, although I like it, I think it's still bad for the game. I 100% do, because these exploits contribute to the content exhaustion, the pacing issues, which causes the devs to have to force updates or give low quality updates. And maybe this does or doesn't affect it, but it seems like it. I'm not at their headquarters developing the game. Maybe it doesn't affect anything. And if it doesn't, great. Now I want to talk about the feedback overload because I think these people are so unaware of themselves. They don't realize they are the problem. Now I'm all for feedback and criticism, but I think there is a point in which it's too much. And it's like, all right, bro, you're asking for way too much. And I think that since these people are so aggressive, a lot of other issues get overshadowed because it's like, oh, well, we gotta help these people because look how much they're complaining. And I think a lot of the issues that hardcore adjacent players experience aren't necessarily issues that need to be handled right away when you could just wait for the next update. But it's like they want them to rush and rush and rush, and it's like, dude, just let them cook a little bit. Next, I want to talk about unrealistic expectations. Now, I'll be real. I'm a part of this too, okay? We all do this. We all imagine how the game could be or should be, but I think this is mostly bad for the game. I don't necessarily think being hardcore is the specific issue with this. I think it's mostly all players, but you see it more from like hardcore players or the hardcore audience in general, where they'll apply these crazy expectations of the game because, you know, they're like, oh man, what if this mechanic could do this? Oh, the next character is gonna be busted. Oh, they're gonna blah, blah, blah. And we've seen this a million times, and I think this hurts the game because the reality is often disappointing. Perfect example I can give for this is Genshin. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if they added a character that did this and did this? Oh, dude, they could update the mechanics. They could do this. Oh, dude, they can buff this character. And then when they don't do it, we're like, oh, the game's trash. You can't apply these high expectations to a game that didn't plan on even being that thing that you want it to be. And I think Genshin is that, where it's like, yo, we're just casual. Like, we weren't trying to be a hardcore game. Like, what y'all doing? It's like Fortnite. They even added no build because like, bro, we never wanted to be a freaking try hard cracked game. We just wanted a fun game for people to play. And then y'all just want to fucking try to make this your career. Back to Genshin Impact. Yeah, people, they had these crazy expectations and they never, ever capitalized on them at all, like literally at all. I mean, we have Wuthering Waves today, so I think that we worked out fine, right? We're good. We're handled. Okay, we're handled. Thanks, Kiro. But still, but yeah, I think unrealistic expectations could hurt games, and it does hurt games. So with Wuthering Waves, I feel like a lot of people say, oh, dude, the next characters are gonna be so cracked. They should, but when they're not, we just, oh, we're so disappointed. Oh God, how could they not make the best thing ever created in the universe? I mean, you gotta sit in reality. Not every character is going to be busted. Not everything is going to be this and that, and you don't know their plan. You don't know what they're trying to do with the game. And I think Wuthering Waves is going to be fine 100%, but I'm talking about it because I see it becoming a problem slowly but surely. Now we're going to talk about the meta. Now this one gets under my skin personally because I think this actually ruins the game. This is the thing that ruins the game in its entirety. So the metas. And who creates the metas? The hardcore players. The reason this is an issue is because with games where you have builds and stuff like that, where you can have classes, or let's just stick to Wuthering Waves, you can build your character and you have this ecosystem. I think the fun is building your own character, finding out your own builds. But when you have these people that just automatically apply meta, say, oh, you're not optimizing your character great enough. Oh man, you need to have this echo. You need to have this. It's like, bro, like let people experiment and have fun with the build. And it's like, you put pressure on people. Oh, well, you're not going to beat this boss if you don't have this meta. It's like the whole fun of hard content is figuring out the hard content. Why are you stripping the fun away from the game, which is building the fucking character? Why would I even play the game if you just gonna play it for me? But then when you have these people that just completely min-max and they force you and pressure you into building it a certain way because, oh, if you don't have the optimal build, you're a loser. Let me give you an example. What's his name? Lin Yang. Everyone said, oh, he's trash. He's so garbage. Bro, when I got that dude in my account, he obliterated everything. What are you talking about? He's trash. How is he trash? Wow, he does 1% less than Calcharo. Shut up. He's not fucking trash. There's no character in the game that is trash. That's why I say, bro, this is so annoying where it's like this meta because these people are operating on like of the 1%. Like, oh man, well, this character is actually way better because they do 2% more damage in this specific scenario. It's like, bro, the fuck you talking about? Here's my rule. If it does 20% extra, it's better. If it does anything less, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, this one roused me up. Maybe I'm doing too much, and if I'm doing too much, let me know down in the comment. Let's just move on, okay? Let's move on to the last point here. Now this last one is adjacent to the meta, and it's gameplay monotony. I think this is bad because if everyone is playing the game the exact same way, what the fuck is the point of playing the game? Everyone has the same exact build. They have the same exact artifacts, echoes on their characters. I think this is bad for the game because it's just like, bro, the point of having a ecosystem or artifact system is so that people can build the characters they want, how they want, and try different things. And I think more specifically the ecosystem, because the echoes have abilities themselves, so you can really customize your build. But what I've been seeing is a lot of people just using the same fucking template, the same shit. It's so bad. We talking team comp. People is playing the same team comps. Oh, you play more Mortify with this character and you gotta play. It's like, what? Oh, it's gonna make the game feel boring. You're watching a video and you're copying to a T what that person does, and you're not actually having the fun, because the fun of the game isn't beating the hard content. It's learning how to fucking beat the content. Oh man, how do I beat Memphis or Tempest? Well, his name is so stupid. They tried to rhyme it. You're not Dr. Seuss. Sit down, Kiro. This is just how I feel. I feel like this really ruins games, and it would be nice to see different stuff. And maybe this is Kuro's fault for just putting stuff in the game where you can only do something one way. But what I've seen is there's tons of other builds that people use that are just as good or better than what the meta is. So yeah, I think the hardcore players definitely create this like repetitive environment in games. So yeah, that's the video. That's just what I want to talk about today. Subscribe, like, and comment, you know, do all that YouTube juicy stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm